Start. Regular.
Okay. Hello, everyone.
So we are live for the training batch as well.
Yes.
Guys, we appreciate the enthusiasm. So, everyone can just drop their names and branches and roll numbers if you like in the chat box.
And also any kind of questions if you have for seniors. Also ask your friends to join because this will be a very important session, especially for you guys because you guys haven't seen any internship or placement drive. So there will be a lot of new things for you guys, a lot of information that will help you guys after some time when you actually sit for placements or internships. Let's say if you have time, then we can actually discuss like what are the second year stories like for you guys when you were in second year, fourth sem.
Mm, Not much of idea about what actually is going to happen.
Hmm.
Bit clueless, but apprehensive as well कि क्या होने वाला है.
Same here.
Because like last year we had our training for uh, full time. Like while we were preparing for placements, we had training, but I guess we didn't have training while we were preparing for
For
internships. That
internship.
time
Yeah,
training
right.
committee did not exist.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, the people now they get to know a lot of things that we didn't know. So I feel that this will be helpful for them.
Poor us.
Yeah, things change. People are joining in. Hmm. We'll wait for some more time and then we'll start. Let all of your friends know that the session is live and let them know that it is an important session. At least they should be aware that this is going on and they should join. If I would be in your place, then I would definitely join because for your
Yeah,
batch, it is
because
very, very important.
yeah, and also it's very new for them. They haven't been through anything like this, so it
Hmm.
would be a very good insight for them.
It also gives you a platform to ask questions to seniors. Like you can literally ask anything about placement, training, academics, or anything. Uh, how it matters to internships. Like at this point, there will be some people who are not even sure what is exactly an internship. Like there would be a lot of confusion. Like some people sell
Yeah.
courses in the name of internships, and they easily
Hmm.
attract these kind of people.
Yes. So our main motive is to get you guys know what exactly an internship is, how you can grab it easily, and do the needful.
And more importantly, how should you prepare? How will you reach that? How should, like, there are some industry requirements. There are certain parameters through which you are being scanned while a recruiter comes to your campus to hire you guys. So there are certain needful skills which is a must when you are planning to join a company or a sector, to be specific. So in details, we would be discussing for each sector. Like, I'm not sure if you guys know about, there are three sectors: software and IT, analytics and consulting, and core, for which, like, the branch that you are in. So how do you decide how to approach each sector? So maybe at the end of the session, you will be having an idea which session should you be gunning at, or which, so that you would be acing that at the end, and how should you
Also, the
prepare it.
general hiring process for internships also you will come to know, and that will help you target the specific skills as well.
And also that you need to start from today itself. It when the companies visit a campus, so there is very little time to prepare. It's just overlooking the things that you already have prepared and sitting for the internships. So
The
yeah,
earlier you
we
start,
will
the
be
more
starting.
motivated.
Yeah,
Yeah, Akruti,
sorry,
continue.
Manji.
Yeah, sure,
So
continue.
starting sharp at 40. So let your friends know that the session has already been started. It will be short and crisp. So if we start early, we'll finish early even.
And you won't want to miss the content. It is not such a long session that it will bore you guys. It is full of information, everything that you will need to know. So you won't want to miss this session. Yes, I can see some comments to start. We will be starting in just a minute. Don't worry.
Anyone joining in, just write your name and roll number so that we can have a track of it. And यहाँ पे तो at least proxy मत लगाओ यार.
Wait.
1 minute more, guys. Then we will be starting.
Good. We can see comments coming in from all branches. Good thing.
Okay, Manjit, we can start now. It's 5:40.
Okay, sure. Thank you, Shaurya. So, hello and welcome everyone to this training committee orientation session for the batch of 2023-24 students sitting for internships. I am Manjeet Pani, and with me I have Kruti Deepa Behra and Abhinandan Mishra, and we will be your hosts for this session today. To begin with, what is the training committee? So, the training committee is a part of the Career Development Center, NIT Rourkela, that looks to provide students with an holistic environment for their skill development and ensures that each student is prepared for the internship and placement scenario. So we will work with you guys so that you guys can develop your skills and you guys can easily grab good offers in all the companies that visit our college. I will begin by introducing my team. So, our team consists of three chief coordinators, Shaurya, Swaroop, and Webhub, leading the three different domains of internships like software, core, and analytics. Next, we have a team of training coordinators. So, this is the core team of training coordinators, followed by the analytics team of training coordinators, and finally, the software team of training coordinators, which all work together to serve the purpose that we had set. Uh, with that, I would like to hand the mic to Kruti, who will explain the current internship and placement scenario.
Thank you, Manjeet. So let us now look onto the current placement scenario. So as we know that a number of companies referring to different sectors and domain visit NIT Rourkela for placements and internships. Weber, can we go to the next slide? Yeah, so till date, over 175 companies have already visited our campus with resulting 800 plus offers in the hands of our students. The stats of our placement scenario is as follows. 47.2% students are placed in power and heavy industries, FMCG, automobile, oil and gas. 32.3% students are placed in software and IT, BFSI. 15.4% students are placed in analytics and consultancy, and 5.1% students are placed in semiconductor, pharma, and education sector. And we are still working to increase and improve the stats. So with this, let's move on to the research internship. Weber. So yes, many of you guys might not be interested in industrial internship area and may want to go for further higher studies, or may be interested in research and development sector. For such students, research internship, this form of internship is very important and a good opportunity. So various IITs have notable research internship programs such as Spark by IIT Roorkee, Surge by IIT Kanpur, and even Global Research Internship by MyTex Canada. Other than these, you can anytime reach out to some any professor of any esteemed institution and mail them and ask them to take you as an intern under the professor you want to work, or any project you are interested in. And if there is any vacancy, the professor will definitely reply to you. The research internship also adds value to your CV resume, which will help you in further placement scenarios also. So this was all about research internship. Handing over the mic to Abhinandan for the to tell you about the plan of action.
Thanks, Jyoti. Now we will be moving ahead with the plan of action that has been laid out for you guys so that you are ready by the time you head towards your internship season. Yep. So multiple sessions have been planned for your upcoming internship season, in keeping in mind the different stages or rounds through which you have to pass before you get an offer at any of the companies. So let's say in general how the hiring looks like or how the internship season looks like would be: first you would be asked to submit your resumes. Post that, the resume shortlisting, then would be your technical interview followed by HR round, and finally if a founders round could be the last stage, and ultimately you will be getting a result if qualified or not. So dedicatedly for each round, even there is a session called like GD, like group discussion. That's a round that happens before your technical interview, which you would be facing. Post that, you would be getting an offer. So keeping in mind every stage, sessions have been planned so that you are well equipped by the time you reach there. Secondly, majorly that the concept that we don't develop by the time we are in second year is we mostly are not that much confident on our technical skills, where like we need to polish that more, and we keep on focusing on more on the technical side of the technical aspects. Like let's say you want to be a coder, you are into DSA, you are focusing more on that, and we forget the major one of the current industry requirements, which is communication, or easily being able to communicate what you want, what you know, or being that much crisp with the ideas that you have. So communication also takes a major role or an equal role with your technical skills. So keeping everything in mind, now sessions have been planned. First would be your CV building or a resume building. So that would be an online session, which where there would be a dedicated committed team who would look into your CV, your resume, how to make it more polished. So was even someone if doesn't know, mostly I believe you guys would be knowing what a resume is. It's anything like if you're a restaurant, it's the menu card that what food you are offering or what skill sets that you have. That's basically what a resume is. So how should that be more impactful so that you order more, or the company hires you, or you are being preferred, is something that we need to keep in mind. How should you write that in pointers, how your achievement should be written, how, like just like in menu, like these are the ingredients present in this food, so you come to know, yeah, this is the thing that is done. So if you have any previous work ex, or even not in the case of work ex, if you have done your some project, how you have done that, what results it shows, everything would be trained, and you guys would be having a CV building session. Post that, yes, group discussion. So group discussion is generally like a random topic would be given to you. It could be related to the company for which you are sitting for. It could be any random topic where a group of people, like let's say 8 to 10 people, are made together with a panel. So at least everyone, all students have to appear for at least one GD, and there would be panelists who would be evaluating you on various grounds, like how you are introducing yourself, how much relevant you are to the topic which is assigned to you, how crisp you are with the points, how good of a listener you are to the other people present in the panel, or how much fluent you are. So all these things, all these parameters, how good you summarize the concept at the end of the GD, everything would be keep kept in mind. So you would be judged in each and every parameters, and at the end there is a threshold score that we have set. If you are passing that threshold score, you would be moving ahead for the next session plan, or else you would be reappearing for the GD round. Next would be your practice aptitude test, which is called PAT. So a form would have been circulated where you guys would have filled about which is your preferred sector. Like as mentioned, there are three sectors: software, core, and analytics. You would have selected that this is my preferred sector, my first choice, where I would like to take an internship. So in that, you have to give an online test where there would be core questions from your sector that you have chosen as my first preference. Followed that, once you are done with the exam, solutions will be provided to you after each exam. And as mentioned in the case of GD, there is a threshold score which you need to get, else you have to reappear for the PAT. Yep. And finally, there is a miscellaneous session, which includes your department wise sessions. Like for every department, the requirement is different for your industry. Let's say you are from mining, there will be different topics of interest. There is, if you are from electronics background, there would be different things which are currently trending in the market. So department wise sessions would be planned, which your individual training CCs or training coordinators would be handling. Post that, HR rounds, HR interview, as it's a place where there would be HR of the company would be testing you on a company, how well you fit into the culture of that company, how much interested you are about the company. So all those aspects would be tested, including how well you answer. There would be situational questions, a lot of things to be taken care. So HR interview would be covering all of that. Alumni connects, so that you come to know what the recent trends are present, like currently what is the requirement in the industry, what's the scenario. I see a lot of people concerned about their recession, what's the requirement, need is changing, AI is coming, what would be the current next stage, what's the requirement. So for that, alumni would be there to help you out, case studies and guesstimates. So all these sessions have been planned how you should be approaching for the same. Yep. So now basically the plan of action has been shared. Now I would be passing the mic to Manjeet to take you guys further for software and IT. Over to you, Manjeet.
Thanks, Abhinandan, for such great clarity in plan of action. We will go over the general hiring process of all the different sector, starting with the software and IT sector. So the first round, mostly this is the general hiring process for all internships and placements in software and IT, for software and IT companies. The first round is the resume shortlisting, and here the criteria is mostly CGPA and skills, and it varies from company to company. Some companies prefer CGPA, some companies prefer skills, or some kind of specific skill set that is required for their company. It may be anything like, if mostly startups, they prefer that they don't want to invest money in order to train the candidates, so they want ready candidates who can directly go there and work, and who have the specific skill set uh, that the company is already working on. So for them, resume shortlisting, for that kind of companies, resume shortlisting is very important. And otherwise, mostly it is about CGPA and your DSS skills and all that stuff. The next round is online assessment. I guess the most important round in the entire hiring process. This is where most of the candidates will get filtered out. Questions in online assessment will vary from company to company again, depending on what they want and what role they're hiring. So, like, questions can be in the form of coding test, where you will be given 2 to 3 questions to code in a given time frame, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5 hour, anything, depending on the difficulty level of the questions. There can be multiple choice questions on computer science fundamentals, asking you technical concepts of all the different topics. There can be debugging and program output questions. You will be given a code snippet. You have to find the error is in which line. You have to find whether the code will run or not. You have to find if the code will run, what it will print. You have to find what is the output of the code snippet, and questions like that. You will have SQL queries question, where you will be given a query. You have to judge what will be the output and what it will do to the database, and questions like that. There can be aptitude based questions as well. Aptitude is something that will help you every time, not just in software but in all the different domains, as you will see. So having a strong aptitude is very necessary. And also the same goes for behavioral questions as well. So a lot of companies in software also have a psychometric or personality round, as we say. And this is where they will give you situations and ask what would be your response. And you if they see that you are not consistent with your responses, or you don't perform up to the mark, then they may reject you on that basis as well. And finally, we have personal interview rounds. Uh, some companies have just one interview round, where they test you on all the three aspects of technical, managerial, and behavioral questions and HR. But some companies, they prefer multiple rounds, and you have to clear each round in order to proceed to the further one. So interviews can be generally about your technical skills. Interviews can be about your behavioral and managerial skills, and finally some HR questions on how good you know the company, how good you understand the role that you're applying for, and stuff like that. Can we move to the next slide? Yeah, sure. Thank you. So, some prerequisite skills in order to grab a good offer in the software industry. First is general problem solving skills, so that you can solve any random puzzle or aptitude question thrown at you. Uh, you can practice this from GFG puzzles and India Bix, and it's not that difficult. You don't have to spend a lot of time. You just if you just get habituated to solving puzzles and have a basic problem solving skill, then you can easily clear puzzles and aptitudes given to you. The next is technical project. You need to have at least one project on your favorite tech stack that you want to work on. The tech stack can be anything. It can be from the domain of web development. It can be from the domain of Android development, cross-platform languages like Flutter. It can be from machine learning and AI, like the biggest booming industry right now. It can be from anything. It can be from blockchain. It can be from Web3, and the list goes on and on. There is no limitation to the domain that in the domain in which you are doing the project. It just has to teach you the necessary skills. Like, you need to have a good enough project where you have spent some time, you have learned a lot of things, you have learned how to code, you have learned what are the conventions, how to structure the code so that everyone can read, how to build a product, how to design the features, and all that stuff. So you need to have at least one technical project, and it will also help you clear interviews where you can speak about the project for at least 15 to 20 minutes as well. So the importance of project, especially for internships, cannot be ignored, because for placements, people with work experience will have an edge over you, but for internship it is the start of your career. So technical project is your one and only work experience. So the better your project, you will obviously have an edge over others. And the only thing that can exceed the importance is data structures and algorithms. Data structures and algorithms is the foundation of software engineering. It is the one thing that will get you through and get you a good offer. There are a lot of resources to practice data structures and algorithms. GFG, Lead Code. If you want to do competitive programming, then CodeChef, Codeforces, CSCS, and interview bit for as a CS fundamentals, and multiple choice questions as well, and mock interviews also. So data structures and algorithms is a topic for which a lot of resources are available, a lot of guidance is already available. You just have to pick any one which you like, which suits you, and just start following it. The major challenge is consistency, because DSA requires a lot of time and practice to get a hold of, to learn its applications, and so that you can solve any kind of question given to you in online assessment or interviews, asked to you in interviews. The next is communication skills. uh, all of this preparation won't be worth it if you cannot deliver it during your interview, because ultimately the company or the HR, the one who is interviewing you, has the specific time frame, the limited time frame to judge you, and it is what you deliver him during that time frame uh, that he or she judges you with. So he doesn't care whether you have a very strong background, you have a lot of skills, you are very good with DSA, you have a very good project. If you don't deliver it properly, if you are not able to explain your code, if you are not able to explain him the algorithm that you're using, if you are not able to explain that you have learned so many things in your while building your project. So communication skills are very, very important, and they are your communication skill is the only thing that will uh, not the only thing, but the most important thing that will get you through the interview. And finally, not the least, CS fundamentals, computer science fundamentals. On topics like DBMS, SQL, operating system, and object-oriented programming, it is very important that you have a strong grasp on these concepts, because uh, this is also a fundamental thing in software engineering. So if you have the understanding of how databases work, how to write queries, how object oriented programming work, then you can build your career in software engineering. Can we move to the next slide? Yes, thank you. So these are some of our major recruiters that come to our college and hire students. You may have known some of the companies, and some companies may be new to you. uh, Next slide, please. Yeah, so these are also the companies that hire in software domain. In case you are confused about the last four companies, Qualcomm, Texas, Nvidia, and Intel, because they are mostly considered as electronics companies, then let me clarify it to you that these companies also hire for software role, and that is why we have mentioned their name here. You can have a software career in these companies as well, if in case you have ever had a dream. And that is it mostly for software and IT industry. I will pass the mic again to Abhinandan to continue for analytics and consulting.
Thanks, Manjeet. Moving ahead with analytics and consulting. Yep. Next slide. Okay. So at the time of second year, we generally don't have an idea what actually data analytics is all about. If you are having, well and great. If someone is still about to know what data analytics actually looks like, it's like there are many business problems that currently exist in any company. So first we need to discover what that business problem is or business need is. First, when you get that need, first second thing step would be collecting all the relevant data to it. Whether it could be structured, unstructured, any data, all data needs to be first collected. Then you analyze and work upon that data and filtering it out, making it relevant, then analyzing the data to get those insights and predict the outcomes, which could be a feasible reason or possible reason for the problem. After getting all those solutions, you need to select which is the most best or the most suited solution for the problem, and ultimately that helps you to arrive at a solution or a decision. So this is generally called a decision backed by data. That's now secondly is about data analytics and in consultancy. What's the basic thin line gap between what's a data analyst and what does a consultant do? In data analysis, the or a data analyst majorly works to correct, process the data and analyze to derive valuable insights from it and make informed decisions. So once you have the data, you will be having those skill sets to how to derive insights from it and bring a decisive information on the same. But when you are a consultant, you work in hand with a data analyst and get the information and advice and provide it to a partnering company. So let's say I am a consultant for Infosys and I work for Intel. So I would be providing that insightful information as a consultant from Infosys to Intel based on the problem or based on the project on which I am lined to. So that Intel will be able to make a more informed information. Just taking examples. Moving ahead. So I believe most of you would be at the start of like they would be recently discovering about should I make a career into data analysis or be a data analyst. So if you're at the starting point, you can follow this roadmap to become a data analyst or to crack an internship. The first thing would be focusing on statistics. That is basically like statistics has general mathematics, basic mathematics and basic stats that include sum, weighted average, arithmetic and cumulative frequency, all those things. If you move ahead with the basic stats, it would be mean, median, mode, standard deviation, etc. Next would be Excel, a very valued software. In so that would include all like in basic formulas would be those add, sum, average, how do you concatenate cells, and above that would be if you go to advanced Excel, that would like using the VLOOKUP table or how do you remove duplicates present on a single column or a row, how do you make charts, how do you bring up pivot table so that you can derive this, how do you make a chart. So all these things would be you would guys would be learning from Excel. Next would be SQL. So SQL is a language that you use to speak with the data. So anything like you would be writing queries that could be basic and advanced queries where you would be deriving that you would be using. It could be like select, order, or to rearrange things. So that could be that. Or if you go for advanced queries, it would be like data time function or how to make those query even more optimized. You would be learning that. Next would be a programming language, preferably Python, where you would be learning about NumPy and all. Followed that would be your data visualization and BI tools. So BI stands for your business intelligence tools. So any business needs reports on a day-to-day basis to get the stats out clearly. So these Power BI and Tableau helps you to make such impactful reports, which gives you real-time information. So that like let's say if you make a report for your attendance so that you can track how many absence you have. So if you have a real-time attendance maintenance sheet, so every day on a morning you can check that what how many absence I have. So if you create a table or create a chart with that, you will be sorted. So that could be a project idea, let's say. So after at the end of this, if you ace all these skills, you would be definitely ready for your data analyst internship. Moving ahead. So some of the topics to prepare, as mentioned, aptitude, probability and statistics a must, data interpretation, guesstimates. If you don't have, like some of you would be hearing for the first time, then guesstimates is something like if someone asks you, if your recruiter might ask how many cups of chai has been consumed every day in an ITR, or let's say how many of you, like what's the number of cycles parked in LA every day. So you need to reach to that number that yes, this is the logical way. Like this is like how first you find which is the right proxy, then you break down the ideas in problem into clusters. Like yeah, this is like suppose these are the number of chai points, how many people would be there, what's the population density present at that point, what are the major timestamps during which people consume tea, so how many people would be going at that time. So basically we're dividing that, calculating each bits and pieces of background that you collected now, and ultimately you would be consolidating them and reaching to a number that yes, this is a practical number which I believe that let's say and NITR every day 300 cups, 3000 cups of tea is been consumed. So you'd be reaching to that number. Following that would be a logical reasoning. Everyone would be proficient with that. You have given NTSC everything during your 11th and 12th or 10th during that time. By this time, I think you would be having idea about what that is. Case study competitions, unstop. You can follow that on. You can get. You can polish yourself with that. Next would be programming language, as mentioned, SQL and Python. Tools, Tableau, Power BI, Jupyter Notebook, all mentioned. So for everything that we spoke here, we would be providing you with materials that how you should prepare. There would be lecture series, there would be videos which you can refer. At the end of this PPT, we would be providing you with all the relevant materials that you can follow to for whichever sector you want to. Next, I would be highlighting on the recruitment process that generally an analyst or a consulting company follows. There are generally three rounds. First would be your online test. Second would be your technical interview. Then third would be your HR interview round. So in online test, everyone, I think, okay, you guys are into internship. So online tests would generally include apti, statistics, data interpretation questions. So if someone would have tried ever a CAT exam typo, so you would be having idea how these things look like. Next would be probability, logical reasoning, same goes there as well, verbal reasoning. Next would be SQL and Python. So your core skill sets, the technical skill sets required would be tested here in the online test. Next would be a technical interview. Here, a industry hiring team who is present there would be testing you in on real time basis that what you actually know. Like many people follow practices to give online tests. You can get support or everything that we don't need to discuss. But suppose that in your technical interview, everything would be clarified that do you actually know that thing about guesstimates, about puzzles, about probability, everything would be tested on real time basis. Your programming skills, case studies, so on and so forth. Next would be your HR round. So as mentioned, HR round is all about how well you know about the company or how well you are suited to the company's culture. So to give you an idea about how HR round looks like, it could be anything about, you could be thrown situational questions. Let's say, have you ever been in a leadership position? Or have you been in a place where you have found the two people in your team not able to gel with each other? So there was a conflict. How do you solve that? So there could be many situational questions like that, and how well you know the company. So there could be a lot of questions on which we would be working on. Moving ahead, so to provide you a overall view of how which are the major recruiters that you can find in analyst and consultant role, that is PhonePe, Fractal, Deloitte, Future First, many more companies to come. Yep. Next slide. Yeah, so that's it for analyst and consulting. I guess Kruti would be taking forward for core. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhinandan and Manjeet, both for software and analytics insights. Now we will see how the internship process is done in core sector. So, Weber, move on to next slide. Yeah. So the subdomains of core sector is electronic, semiconductor, and VLSI, power and heavy industries, production and manufacturing industries, supply chain, automobile, oil and gas. So these are the subdomains of the core sectors, and the students interested in the particular sector goes with the placement in that sector. So moving on to the placement processes, followed by the company coming on campus. So first process that is followed by the companies are resume shortlisting, which is usually based on CG shortlisting. So if you are interested in to grab any internship opportunity in core sector, you must be having a good resume, good CG, sorry. Good CG, otherwise you won't be shortlisted in the first round itself. So followed by online test. In online test, there are two sections usually. First one is the aptitude, in which logical and qualitative reasoning questions are asked. Then the second one is the domain specific questions. Finally, For example, a student of mechanical branch and a student of electrical branch must be having different core subjects, and the questions for each student of that specific branch will be having different questions, followed by group discussion. The online test shortlisted students should then be appearing for group discussion, in which any random topic, such as factual topics or opinion based topics or abstract topics, which might not be having any relevance in your day to day life, like that kind of topics can also be put in front of you, and you would be asked to speak for about 1 or 2 minutes in front of the entire panel, and you will then be judged over what how much relevant you speak about that particular topic, followed by the technical interview, which is the one-to-one interaction with the recruitment team, with the person coming on campus for hiring. The questions in the technical interview is mostly resume based. The projects that you have already done, any relevant project if you have done, then the questions will be asked based on that project, and also the questions might be asked on the topics and subjects that you mention in your resume. So be very sure of the topics you are mentioning, um, because questions will be asked on those topics, and if you are not able to answer, then you might face problems. Then the last and the final round is the HR interview, in which questions based on some situational questions might be asked, or personality questions might be asked. On basis of your answer, you might be judged that if you are a well fit for the company or not. So this is the placement process. Now moving on to the prerequisite skills that you guys need for to grab any opportunity. So the first one is the decent CGPA. Obviously, you should have a decent CGPA. Otherwise, that resume shortlisting round would be the last round, first and last round for you. Then a strong resume. From a strong resume, we mean to say having 1 or 2 projects, if done by you, like any research intern project, or even industrial experience. A good project and relevant skill set, obviously. Then aptitude practice. You should be practicing aptitude in your daily basis, as and you should be so sure of your skill in aptitude that if any question is thrown to you on spot, you are able to at least tell the approach, the logic behind solving that question. Then understanding of the core subjects. Yes, be sure that whatever subjects you're mentioning, at least in your resume, be sure of the basics of that subjects at least. Then the communication skills. This one is one of the most important skills, as if you're not able to present in yourself in front of the interviewer, whatever skills you might be having, the interviewer won't be knowing it if you're not able to say it and communicate it to the interviewer. Last, if any relevant software is required based on the company you are applying for, then yes, you should mention that also. So this was it. Moving on to the next slide. Yeah, so the major recruiters of core sectors are Qualcomm, Texas, Nvidia, Exxon, Tata Steel, PNG, JSW, ABG, etc. Yes, so this was all about the placement internship process of core sector. Thank you, and now handing over the mic to our chief coordinators, Shaurya, Swaroop, and Vaibhav. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you, Kruti. That was a very nice session. We would now will now start with taking up the questions. So we'll try to answer all your questions one by one. You can put more questions up in the chat box.
Yeah,
Sharia?
okay. Okay. So the first question is Alok is asking what will be a good CG required for core and software sector? Swaroop, you can answer this.
Yeah. I'll tell about the core sectors first. So, see, the companies that visit our campus, if I talk for internship specifically, in core, it is usually very hard to find projects which you can do by the end of second year. Like there are certain projects which you can, but the good projects that is really hard to come by. They're really hard to come by, or they're really hard to perform. So mostly the companies will look for a good CG. So any CG between let's say 8.5, I'll say 8.5 is a bit higher, but 8 to 8.5 if you are maintaining the CG, try to keep it above 8. If you are keeping it 8.5, then I'll say you are safer, on the safer side. And for the software sector, I guess Shaurya will answer better.
Yeah, so what we noticed when we got your responses was that the CGs for your batch are very low, like 6, 7. The average should be around that. So you have to keep a good CG, and companies will be asking for at least 7 plus. But point is, if you're sitting for internships and your CG is not going to get any higher in the third year, so you should have a CG of around 8. So by the time you reach your fourth year, you should have a CG around 8. So you are eligible for most of the companies. So that is an issue with your batch. So your just because your CG is bad, you have to really focus on the projects you have and how good your CV is. So that is a very essential aspect for you. Okay. Um, okay, we have another question from Alok. How can we know a specific professor working on certain research?
So basically, you can go through his profile from the NIT RKL website. If you want to go for any professor outside our institute, same the thing goes same. You have to check out from their means institute website about the professor, about the area of work that he's doing, and if it aligns with the work that you want to do, you can contact him from via his email ID or something like that, and you can show your field of interest to him. And if he have any vacancies, or if he is willing to take you as an intern, you can work with him.
Okay. Um, Weber, we have another question for you.
Yeah.
What is the minimum CG required for analytics and consultancy sector?
Okay, so most of the companies have a minimum CG of 7.5, but there are a few companies who have a minimum CG of 8 as the criteria. So it depends on the company, but I would prefer a minimum CG of 7.5 is necessary. So if you don't have that, work hard to get it.
Okay. So Akansha is asking regarding technical projects, do we need to have a personal project as well as a group project or either? So the important thing is that the project, whatever the part you are contributing, if it's a group project or a personal project, you should know that well, and it should be something of a industry standard tech stack or something that is in trend now. Maybe that is always appreciated in an interview. So you need to keep that in mind. And there is no such preference. You can do a group project. It can be an elaborate project, and you can do a personal project if it suits you. Okay. Next question is from Manish. What is the scope of core students in analytics and consultancy internships and placements? Here, a similar question about scope of core students in software sector. So I think Swaroop, you can answer this question.
Okay, so see, basically there are a lot of companies that would be visiting you for analytics and consultancy internships and placements. Whoever over here is going to look after the training for analytics and consultancy, he has planned a great roadmap for you guys so that you can have, like, if you guys have zero knowledge, if you are starting from the scratch, whoever has planned it in a way, the team has planned it in a way that you'll get some knowledge and you'll stand at a fair chance of getting those internships and placements. So Webov can elaborate more on it. Webov.
Yeah, so basically, you have the equal amount of opportunity as the other students have. It's not like there is a difference in the scope. Uh, almost all the analytics company that come for placement or an internship has the eligibility for all the branches. So I think there is a good amount of scope, and in the coming times, I guess the number of companies are, of course, going to increase. So we have planned a good session for you ahead. So I guess if you invest your time, you'll be able to get a very good internship and finally a good placement.
Okay, there's a question from Maurya. When will be the internships for software and IT? Is it the end of second year or in the middle of third year? So the on-campus internships that you will be selected in, you have to go for that in after third year, like after the end of third year. Okay. Okay, Swaroop, can you answer this question? Is any specific skills required for core?
Okay. See. So if you had seen the PPT carefully, we have divided the core sector into certain subsectors. Like there is oil and gas, there's power and heavy industries, automobiles, then we have electronics and all those sectors. So the core is divided into several subdomains. So for each subdomain, there is specific set of skills required. Mostly, if you are from a core department, let's say you're from mechanical, you're from mining, you're from ceramic, then if you're thorough with the courses of your department, you're thorough with what happens in your department basically, then you're safe to go for the core jobs. The companies will look for those specific skills, those specific things in you. Like if, for example, if you're a mining engineer, you guys are second year, so I'll just guess you know about the subjects. There was a subject called mine development. So if you know about that really well, then those will be the questions that they will be asking you. Those will be the things they would be expecting from you. So if you're thorough with your core subjects, if you have knowledge about them, then that is enough for the internship phase. After that, you'll have to go for projects. Next
Okay.
question, sorry.
Okay. Just a minute. Yeah, so Sambit has asked the important question from software sector. Is it okay to focus more on DSA rather than projects? So it is completely your choice. So you have two pathways. Either you can focus more on DSA and be very good at that, and you can have a basic project in your CV, which is not a totally standard project that the interviewer is expecting. It can be something exciting, but it can be a small project, or you can have a good skill set in development and you can build an elaborate project and you can have some basic knowledge of DSI. So it's a give or take. Okay, someone is asking about a brief timeline of our training session. Can any of Swaroop, if you can give it?
Yeah, see, we'll be providing you with the exact timeline in a few days. I'll just say what we have lined for you in brief. We have some sessions for you where the students who have interned at very really good companies will come and give you insights about how the internship process was, how the internship life was, and what they learned from the internship and what they're expecting in the future from those internship experiences. Then we'll have certain sessions wherein we will teach you how to build a CV, a resume, wherein we'll teach you what is the right approach to go about learning a subject. So we'll be providing you with resources. Having the right resources and knowing to go about those resources is the most important thing in preparation, I guess. So we'll be helping you with the roadmaps for it. And then we'll have sessions for group discussions, which is really important if you are trying to crack internships or placements. For both, it is really important. And then we'll have various sessions that will look after your holistic overall development. So yeah, if in brief, these are the things we have in planned for you, and let's see how this works out.
Yes, okay. So you guys are asking if projects are required for a certain sector. So projects are required for every sector. That's the point. See, if you have a resume and you have group projects or you have some work experience, then the interviewer will play in your ballpark. Okay, keep that in mind. If you are appearing for a core internship or a software or analytics, they can ask you some questions, and that can be out of anywhere. So it's better that you have projects because you will know what questions to expect in an interview. So that is why projects are required, and if you can get some work experience, that is cherry on top. Okay, I think. Hmm. Okay, there is this another question by Anurag. If one doesn't get internship, will this affect his or her future placements? Vaibhav?
Okay, so yeah, internships are bit necessary, but in terms of academics, I can say you that you need to do an internship by the end of your third year, so that you'll get it's like a we have a SIRE evaluation sort of thing in which it's like for 2 credits. So you need to do an internship in your summer of after your third year, and if you don't do it, it will be a problem. So I guess you have seen the slide of research internship, right? You need to do a research internship, or else you can go for off campus opportunities, or else on campus opportunities that we will be you will be getting. If you if you are not even getting any of these opportunities, you can even go for industrial experience and other things. But for placements, if you have a decent amount of project and a good resume, I guess that that will be it for a good placement.
Okay. Hmm. Yes, and we are getting these questions like how much opportunities there for software in non-CS domains. So it's not like that. So all of the branches get companies from all the sectors. So that is always there. So you have to usually prepare for two domains. So you are interested in software, but you should keep a backup. So you can apply in a lot of companies, and you increase your chance of getting an on-campus internship. Okay, so opportunities will be there for circuitous domains, non-circuitous domains, and CS. No issues. Then there is a question: how do we apply? So usually, companies, you will have a WhatsApp group. So companies, whenever companies come on our campus, the placement coordinator who is assigned to your group, they will send a message which will embed the Google Form link, and you will have to apply there. You have to upload your CV, and then the company will process your CV and have their rounds. Okay, so that is same for every company. Uh, okay, Preeti is asking, can anyone get internship with 6 CG? Swaroop?
See, there are certain companies who do not take the CG criteria into consideration, but I'd suggest that you work really hard to improve your CG. The minimum threshold should be 7.5. Like the bare minimum, like it should not even go below that. That should be 7. But if you want to be on a borderline, if you want to be safe and you want to be eligible for maximum number of companies that are visiting our campus, then have a CG of 7.5. I know that there has been some issues with your batch. Like there have been a lot of students who were not able to perform up to the expectations, but it's fine. Even if you have backlogs, you'll get your summer exams to clear them. You'll have your supplementaries to clear them. Work really hard, get a good grade, so that even with a grade back, you have a really good grade, and then try to maintain a CG 7.5. Keep that in mind. Go for that. Don't think about CG much, but whenever you have the chance, improve your CG.
See, yeah, because with CG, if you have 6 CG, then I don't think you will be able to apply for 90 to 95% of the companies. I can safely say that. So that is an issue. Uh, can we get one-to-one guidance for projects before internships? And so there are, because there is nothing. Okay. Yeah, so about one-on-one guidance, best thing you can do is you can just approach a senior. You have your training groups, so you can see the admins in that group. You can just text an admin and you can ask them. Okay, so they can provide you one-on-one guidance for that. Uh, Next is Akansha is asking, do research internships help for software roles? Suppose one has a research project on AI ML, will that add value to their resume? So, Akansha, when you think about it, if a role is a certain way, like if you are applying for a data science role, then these research projects will have a lot of value. But if you are applying let's say in Microsoft, then I don't see how this will help you in an internship in Microsoft. Like if you are actually putting that to use or not, that matters a lot. So yeah, I think AIML is fine because this industry is booming since for 2 years, I think. So there is a lot of generative AI in software talks. So yeah, it's good. Like you can have any projects, and I encourage you to like go after whatever you like. Okay. When do companies start to visit us for hiring intern? Is it just after the summer vacation of second year or in between the third year? Vaibhav, you want to
Okay,
answer this
yeah, yeah.
question?
So there are, I guess, only one company who visit on in the fourth sem, Barclays, I guess, right? Barclays will visit at the end of fourth sem, and other companies will start visiting just after summer. In your fifth sem, mostly fifth sem will be packed up with internship opportunities, and the sixth sem will also have internship opportunities, but it won't be as good as the fifth sem. So fifth sem is very crucial. That's the time.
Hmm. Okay. Another question: is it possible to get PPO in core internship? Yes, it's possible to get PPO in every kind of internship if you perform well enough. Uh, okay. Next question is by Rahul Roy. Is it good to copy the project? Okay, Swaroop,
No.
you want to answer this question?
No, it is not good to copy the project. What you can do is you can take a reference of the project, you can build on it. Like if for starters, if you don't have any idea, then you can go to a project link, you can see the procedure, you can make that, and then maybe add on your special features, make developments on that, make better things of that. But no, it is not really good to copy a project into your resume, because if you do so, you'll get a generic project, and when you're in the interview, you'll give them the project, and then the interviewer will just massacre you. So it's better to have your own project, be thorough with it, and
Hmm.
enjoy the opportunity that you're getting, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Preeti Dipan Katua is asking, can we get internship through referral? No, on-campus internships are not through referral, although you can apply for off-campus uh, internships, and you can ask for referrals from seniors in that company. Okay. Then please tell about scope of IT internship for non-circular branches. What is the pathway for it? Number of companies open for all branches during internship. So, as we are the training committee, we cannot tell you the number of companies that will be open for all branches during internship during your period. That you will know when you pass your second year and you are in third year. So you can just see that, and we are no one to tell you that. uh, then you're asking for scope. Scope will be there, and point is ki scope will keep increasing day by day, because the companies that we were inviting last year, it had a major boom compared to the previous year. So that is always there, and you're asking the pathway for you to prepare for such an internship. We will soon give you a roadmap and the necessary resources for you to follow. And if you have any doubts following that, then you can come back to us and ask. Okay. Swastik is asking, what are the ratio of startup companies to established companies? Again, we are no one to answer that, and even if we were the placement committee, we cannot promise you like as such how many companies will come after 6 months. So that is a bit far fetched for anyone to answer.
See, guys, if we'll be really frank, then you know how the scenario is, the market scenario is right now. So you have to work really hard to be at a position that if you get any opportunity, you're best suited to grab that opportunity. It shouldn't be like you got an opportunity and then you're missing it out. So you have to prepare for
Mhm.
that. So let's stick to the relevant questions. The number of companies visiting will it open for my branch or not? That is not your thing to worry about right now. Right now, all you have to worry about is whether you're truly prepared for sitting in that company or not. Cool. That's good.
Okay.
Okay, so
Web of,
ML and AI, yeah, basically comes in analytics and consulting sector. You need to be having the basic proficiency in the things that a data analyst does, and after you are having that much amount of proficiency, we'll go on with the skills that are needed for being an ML engineer or in data scientist, in which you'll be using ML and AI. So yeah, it comes in data analytics and consultancy sector, and we'll train you well with it.
okay. Preetham is asking, having just basic knowledge in DSA, how can I prepare for the IT sector internships and placements? See, Preetham, you have a lot of time. It's December right now. Companies might start coming after late July. So you have 6 months. So you have a lot of time to have a decent knowledge in DSA, and you can build up a really nice CV if you put your time to it. So keep that in mind. Hmm. I'm from BM branch and I have heard there's not much opportunity in internships. Is it true? So, Siba, actually, this year the situation was very bad because of economic recession and how it has been affecting every industry. So this year it wasn't good, but we cannot say anything about the next year. The most important thing for you to do is you have to hone your skills. Even if you don't get a on-campus internship, if you are working on your skills, you will get a good FTA offer. We have had seniors from your branch, and they have done like a, a lot well. Vaibhav, if you can tell them about that.
Yeah, so basically, the number of opportunities in internship is a bit low, but when it comes to placement, it's as par as to the other branches. And as I said, you can go for any off-campus internship opportunities if you don't get any on-campus opportunities. And this year was bit off because of the things, recession and all, but. You can check with the previous year stats. It was fine, decent enough. So just keep on adding your skills and uh, see what's going on.
Okay, Swarup, go ahead. It's your branch question.
Okay, so what skills do we need to have for mining branch to get internships? See, first of all, you should be really thorough with your second year subjects. You will have a subject right now called underground coal mining. So be really thorough with that subject. Be thorough with mine development, and then eventually when we'll have the sessions with you guys, when we'll have core sessions with you guys, we'll fill you in more about the specific details. We have sessions for all the branches,
Hmm.
for all the core internships, so you'll get an idea about that. So don't worry about that. If
Yes.
you have
Yes.
any doubts, you can reach out to us. You can
Hmm.
DM us, you can get our number from the groups.
Yes. Yeah, don't worry about the branch specific questions, because when you come back to the campus, we'll have sessions according to the branches, and you can just ask us one by one about those questions. Right now, you can just ask any general questions, and we'll get in with it. Okay. Is it necessary for our project in software IT to have real-time users, or is it just to demonstrate? It is just to demonstrate your skills. If you can get real-time users, that will be just amazing, out of this world, because no one can do that for before an internship. So, uh, okay, we encourage you, but you can just build a project. Like start by building some projects, then you can move on to better and better projects. Okay. Okay. What are the other options available if one does not get internship? Vaibhav, can you answer this question?
Yeah, so if you don't get an internship, you can go for off-campus opportunities. If you even don't get it, you can go for industrial training programs for your specific branch and stuffs. And if you even don't get that, you can go for a research internship under any of our means NIPR professors or other professors, other institute professors. So these are all the options available for you, and you have to do any of this so that you get into your 7th sem. Means you get pass your 7th sem. There's 2 credits for it, so you need to do it.
Okay. What is the scene of getting an internship for dual degree students? As many companies don't allow them, please put light on it also. So again, like I told you, we'll have branch specific sessions and we'll address this issue in detail there only. Okay. If Swaroop or Vaibhav, you want to say anything about this?
I'll just give you a brief. Like Shaurya said, we'll be discussing in details. See, your work over here should not be to contemplate whether the companies are going to come for you or not. Even if you do not have much internship opportunities, just think about it this way: that if you are prepared for your internships well, you'll be prepared for your placements even better. And so that would serve the purpose, right? So be prepared on the be focused on the preparations and leave the rest to your place com. They will ensure that you get the opportunities, and it will be fine. And we'll discuss more about this when we are having the branch specific discussions. Okay, sure. Let's go to the next.
Okay. Where can we get project related core branches? What does this mean?
Project related to core branches, I guess. This is what
Ah,
he was, Surjamani was asking. See, so like I said, projects in core branches are really good. Projects in core branches are really difficult to come by. What you can do is like be thorough with your courses for internship. I'm just saying for internship, if you are thorough with your courses, if you know the things that are taught in your branch, then it should be enough. If you really want, if you have a peculiar interest in the subjects of your branch, then maybe reach out to a professor, and they have a lot of consultancy projects going on in their they have it in their pockets, so you can just talk to them and you can help them assist them in a project, and you'll get a project for that.
okay. Okay. There's this question. Tell us about your experiences. So I think one by one we can just say Vaibhav.
Yeah, so I was someone who didn't got any on-campus internship opportunity. So I went for off-campus internship opportunity, and it was well fine enough. I did it in the field of my interest. I worked as a data analyst over there, and then when it came to the placement scenario, uh, it was a bit hard this time because the number of companies that we were expecting didn't turn out to be as we were expecting it to be. But yeah, so I even landed up getting an offer at a company in which I was very interested to work with. So I am actually I have an offer as a data analyst at Tredence INC. So that's it. That's why I'm a bit interested in data analytics and consulting sector. So I will be helping you out with that. Yeah,
Okay,
Sharup,
Swaroop.
you can add.
Yeah. So I was someone who was really unsure about what he wants to do. I have probably washed my hands in the streams of DSA in data analytics and everything over in the horizon, but I still wasn't sure what I liked, what I disliked. So one thing I did was I was thorough with my departmental coursework. I tried to like I wasn't that person who would study all around the year. I would study before the exams, but I would try that I could get the best out of it. And so when an opportunity came, I got an internship at Tata Steel Limited. And then when I went for the internship in those 2 months, I tried to work to the best of my abilities, and somehow it worked out for me, and I got a PPO from that. So currently, I'll be going for my FT job at Tata Steel Limited. So what I want to say is, if you're unsure about your life or your career path, don't be. You'll just end up fine if you keep putting on the efforts, right? Sorry.
Exactly. So, like these two mentioned, the mindset is important. Even if you are from a branch where you think there are not enough internships, like Swaroop said, he was trying DSA development. He was also studying core subjects. So he was doing everything in his capacity, which is the most important thing. So, for you right now, the most important thing is be curious, be in contact with your seniors, because that helps you to keep in touch with the reality and what is required for you to get an internship or a good placement for that matter. So that is really essential, and you have to skill up. That is for sure, because how we are looking at it right now, our college doesn't have a great talent pool. So many students say that okay, we will just go for off campus. So off campus internships or placements are not that easy, because the people who you are competing with here, they have a very less skill set compared to those who are competing outsides, because you are competing with three like tier 3 colleges who do not have any on-campus opportunities. So they have in their mind from the beginning that they have to work hard and they have to compete with you guys in off-campus. That is why you will get a very hard time when you are going for off-campus opportunities. So the right thing is just stay active, just be curious, just go to your seniors. Don't waste time. Enjoy your time here at college, while keeping in the back of your mind that you need to have a good job by the end of your uh, time here. Okay. Yes, I
Yeah,
think we
sure.
can wrap up. We have
Shaurya
addressed.
forgot to say, so I'll just say it on his
Say
behalf.
about
He got an internship at Visa, and he got a PPO offer from Visa, so he placed at Visa.
Okay. Yeah. So I think we are done with the questions, and I see a lot of branch specific questions that we'll address. If you want to ask, you can just ask them in the group, in your training group, and I think we are done for the day.
Yes.
yeah,
And
that's it.
yes, you guys have a training group. So if you have any queries, feel free to reach out to any admin of that group. They'll try to the best of their abilities to clear your queries. So yeah.
Yeah.
And there are a few events lined up for the next 10 days. Like we will be sharing up the materials, followed by we'll be having an online CV session for you. So I hope that you will like it, and you all will attend it properly. And for the coming few months, we'll be having various sessions that will be in the offline mode, hopefully, so that we can interact properly and we can get that one-on-one perspective. Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah. So
hopefully see you guys soon.
again, like Vaibhav mentioned, we have alumni sessions lined up. So there are very good group of seniors who have got like really good off-campus opportunities. So you need to really come and join the sessions. Like, as I see, there are only 170 people right now, but we would like a much higher number when we do those sessions. So if you want a good internship, you have to take initiative. So it works that way. So I think we are done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you.
in. See you guys soon.